Hello everybody, I'm Farmer Sim and welcome to my new Let's Play series on the quite frankly exquisite map by Oxygen David. This is incredible, it really is. It's a beautiful map. Now, it's based in an area of Somerset called Banwell. It is a replica of the real-life surroundings and farmland based on a real-life PDA. It has 144 fields, 207 farmlands, custom textures, custom traffic, custom sounds. It has more than 100 high-definition models, all made by Oxygen David. It's an absolute beauty. It really is. Anyone who hasn't downloaded this yet, please go do so. At the minute, obviously, if it's just for PC. It is on its way for consoles, for PlayStation and Xbox. So hopefully it shouldn't be too long before that comes out. But yes, here we are. We've got ourselves home farm here. Lovely sign work there, I believe. Our good friend, the Farm Sim guy, FSG, is responsible for creating these signs. They're dotted all around the map. Different designs, of course, for the different farms and different things, but really nice, really nice. So yeah, this is our farm that we're starting on. A home farm. It's a lovely thing, it really is. So yeah, let me introduce you to the equipment. So, we haven't got a huge amount. Everything's covered in muck, as you can see, but what do we have here? So first of all, the smallest tractor we have on the farm is this little Massey Ferguson 390T. Very worn, very dirty, and almost in need of a bit of a repair. We have the Fendt Favorite 926 Vario. Yep, that's the one. Again, muddy, well worn. And the third tractor is the beautiful Ford 7810. Got a real soft spot for these things. It's absolutely lovely. So yeah, that's the tractors. We have the Ford has the front loader attachment and a bale spike. We have this Fendt Rotana 160 round baler and wrapper in one. We have a slurry tanker, but no slurry. We have a windrower. We have a bale trailer that does have the auto load feature included in it. We have this lovely old, quite rudimentary cultivator. We have this Ello mower. And we have a plough. A Cavernaland thing, I think. Yes, I believe so. Yes, Cavernaland Eco Mat. So we've got that. We have a Sulky P100 Cedar, and we have the Cavernaland, the Kubota Geospread fertilizer spreader in Fendt colours, and we also have a combine harvester, the Claas coloured for Claas Ford Dominator, with its accompanying header trailer and grain header. Now this thing is completely knackered. It needs it's in need of a full repair. It doesn't work. So if I get in it here, it literally doesn't start. The damage is, as you can see, 100%. So that we're going to need to make some money in order to be able to afford to repair that. Now if I bring up the HUD, we are starting with £4,995, which I suppose it's a bit of an odd amount of money, but that's what it is. Oh, and we also have this beautiful trailer, the Richard Weston, one of the Richard Weston pack by, I believe it's Elite Farming. I think I got that from their Discord page a few weeks back, the SF14. I think this is one of the smaller capacity grain trailers in that pack, but either way, it's a beautiful thing. And yeah, we have a cow barn, but no cows. And around the back here on this farm, on home farm, oh yeah, and we have a windrower. Did I mention that? In New Holland Ford colours, the Cavernaland TA753C. which has a habit of creeping. I popped this down when I was creating this at the start of this series yesterday, and I came to it this morning, and this end has a tendency to kind of wander a few feet to the side, so that's marginally frustrating. We have 10,000 litres of diesel in this tank, and over here we also own this sheep pasture. I think I can just sneak through here. Yep, sheep pasture, but no sheep. So all of these things we are going to get ourselves in the future. We need to do a bit of work now. In this series, I'm going to be obviously looking after this farm, our farm. I'm going to be building it up. We're going to get ourselves some cows, some sheep, and hopefully and get them fed and profit from the sheep's wool and the cows' milk, and obviously they will be producing manure and slurry. Now, wonderfully, this farm has a built-in slurry pit here, and it also has a built-in manure pit which holds 5,000 litres of manure. So anything we don't have to manage those things, we will have to build up the finances to afford and deal with in the near future. It's got a decent amount of space, this farm, though. We have this barn here, which I plan on using for bale storage, with it having a roof. We have this lovely little old-school workshop here, which I have placed down, if I can just squeeze through here, the portable toolbox. So here you can... Well, that's odd. It was working before. I think... Oh, maybe I might have to... let me just pop in here. Pull it back a few feet just to demonstrate that this is working. Yeah, there you go. That little click there that you might have heard, that notifies it that you are now within the range of the toolbox. Yep, there we go. Okay. So, yeah, and I mean, this map, the detail is just incredible. I mean, look, you've got these little workshops here just for no reason. You can't really do anything with them. They're just for decoration. But the fact is they're here. And it really is an amazing place, this map. I've spent the last since the map came out a couple of days ago. I downloaded it immediately and jumped right in there, and what I did was I created a pretty vast auto drive course. I haven't included any of the fields yet, apart from the 3 fields or 4 fields that we own. Is it 3 or 4? I'll show you in a minute. But I've mapped out the auto drive network, and I think I've managed to include all of the sell points and the points of interest that we'll need along our journey. So yeah, I will let's go and have a look at the land we own. So we have, this is our little a cow pasture here. If I just bring up I think it's around here, there we go. Yeah, it's capable of handling 100 cows. Whether we own that many in the future, I don't know. We will see. We own this area of grassland here, which is it's a pretty decent size. So yeah, we've got this here. If I just wander around the hedge here, again, a bit more storage space here. Not got enough to put anything in there as of yet, but maybe in the future, we'll see. Now this is field, I think it's 109, and it's in a ploughed state. There's nothing in it. Surprisingly, it's got a reasonable pH value, so that might not take too much lime for its when we get around to the first drilling. If I just pop through the hedge here, I've created a little track down here, and I have mapped out a custom field in this area here. Created a little track down here into this field here, which is also ours, again in a ploughed state. This one doesn't have quite as good a pH value or nitrogen. Field 59, that's what this one is. Again, pretty decent size, I'd say. Yeah, and we also own, as you can see, the beautiful windmill there in the near distance. There is an area of grassland surrounding that. That's actually the grain mill. That's one of the sell points, which is beautiful. So yeah, if I just hop the hedge here, this area of grassland here is also ours, and I have also mapped out a custom field with courseplay in here. So yeah, this is where what we start with, what we've got to work with. Now, in this series, I do plan on, it's just going to be a bit of fun, essentially, just a normal Let's Play, if you can call it that. We're going to be, we'll be doing some contract work. We will be working in our own field, on our own farm. We will be, as I said, building up, getting some money to get hold of some cows, some sheep, a jet washer to clean the equipment, because everything is muddy, everything is used. What I have done, again, the one massive benefit of using a PC and having access to the PC mods is the easy dev controls. So all of the tractors have got many hours of work on them, so they're not worth a great deal. So I can't just turn around and go, right, let's sell this harvester and, you know, get a load of money for it. The harvester is worth, at the minute, it's worth nothing because it's broken, and it's got several thousand hours of work time under its belt. So again, if I jump in here, there you can see that it's got 1027 hours on it. If we flick through, this is the Massey, 3,629 hours, the Ford 6,874, and the Fendt has 2,214 hours. So they're all well worked, they're all well used, which does degrade their financial value somewhat. So the option to just flog things and make a load of money is not there. Now, another thing I wanted to point out, when I noticed this, when I jumped on the map for the first time, it just made me smile. It was incredible. Number plates. It's the little things. It really is the details that I really appreciate. Oxygen David has put into this map custom UK registration plates, and they're authentic, so you can go back through the years. So as you'll see, I did have to do a little bit of internet research because I'm not fully up to speed on the years of manufacture of especially slightly older tractors. But this G-Reg, G is a 1989. I learnt, I think I was correct in saying, that the 390T was manufactured from 1989 for a couple of years onwards. So it's a G-Reg, and you can put in a G-Reg number plate, a custom one. Not that any of you would be interested, but that's actually, I've got a weird thing with number plates. I can remember number plates all through the years. My mum and dad's cars going back to when I was, you know, tiny. That's actually the number plate of an old silver Ford Sierra company car that my dad had way back when. So, and it's just one that's always stuck in my head. But yeah, G-Reg, brilliant. The Fendt Favorite, P-Reg, P90, it's a 926, so I gave it a little bit of customization to be particular to the tractor. So it's a, you know, obviously P90 VAR for Vario, but it's a P-Reg, and P is 1996, which I believe, according to the internet, is the first year of manufacture of the Favorite 900 series. And again, going over to the Ford, this is a E-Reg, so that's 1987. E7810. So yep, the number plate is correct for the year of manufacture, also with a bit of customization to make it particular to the tractor. 7810, as you can see. So yeah, just a bit of mucking around on my part, but I like those little details. It's the tiny little things that make it just that little bit extra brilliant, if you ask me. So right, anyway. Oh, just realised I've got the time sat on 0. I've had the time sat on 0 for the last few hours because I've just been setting things up and getting things prepped. So yeah, we're back on normal time. Now if I jump firstly into the map PDA, there we have a bird's eye view of the land we own. So yeah, field 109, no crop in it. Field 59, no crop in it. Grassfield 1 and Grassfield 2. And that is the sheep pasture there. So that's the land we own. I have scanned the precision farming machine. Oh, that's, yeah, of course I forgot to show you that as well because it's hidden behind the front loader. I have picked up a slightly modded version of the Isaria Scout. This is the one that comes in the pack that gives us slightly the bigger radius of scanning, because that is one of my pet peeves of this in this game, not that there's many, is the scanning tool and the really small radius and it does my head in. So yeah, I've got a slightly bigger one to make that slightly easier for me. So and the grass fields, again, if I jump back into here, the grass fields here, because they've not been ploughed yet, they've not actually been turned into an actual field, the precision farming scanning tool didn't scan them, didn't include them. So once we've got a cut of grass out of both of these fields, I will then run a plough, get it ploughed under, and then run the scanner again so that the scanner can catch the field data, and then we'll be able to update both of these areas of land. So that's the plan anyway. So right, anyway, I think I've waffled enough for now. I've introduced you to our equipment, to our farm. I do have a sleep trigger set over here at the back door of the farmhouse for home farm. So if I need to, we can, there we go, we can go to sleep if need be. Yeah, I think that's about it for the introduction. We've met the equipment, we've met the tractors. I do obviously plan on increasing our amount of equipment over time. Obviously can't do much at the minute with 4995, but we'll get there. The first plan, I think, is to get the grass fields mown. We can get them now. Yeah, we can get them mown, we can get them windrowed, we can get them baled up into silage bales and pop the silage bales in here for them to ferment over time and get those sold. I think that's going to be the first job, or one of the first jobs I'm going to take on. And then once we've got the grass fields mown and baled up and stacked in here, then we need to consider looking at the contracts on the map and seeing what monies we can earn from some of the contracts. Now, I've obviously with the equipment we've got, we haven't got everything. Obviously, we've got a plough, we've got a cultivator, we've got the basics for grass work and bale work, so we'll be able to take on some of those. So we can can't take on any harvesting contracts yet because the harvester's completely knackered. But yeah, so our options are there for taking on a few contracts in the near future. So anyway, let's get down to business, shall we? Right, so I've just shifted that little Massey out the way because the first thing we're going to do is do a bit of mowing. Get some of the grass up here. Oh, goodness me. Whoops, wrong button. Right, let's get reversed up to that. Now, as you can see, I do use... I've got manual attach activated here. Let's get this thing folded up. This is one of those mowers that you can't put down while it's folded up like this. It has to go down unfolded, so yeah. And this is the only tractor that we've got that is capable of using this. It's obviously, as you can see, it's quite a big mower, it's quite heavy. The fence does have a big weight hanging off the front of it. So this is the only tractor that can manage this. The little Ford, or the medium Ford, and the little Massey, they just pop wheelies everywhere. So yes, and as you might have guessed already, I am a keen user of auto drive and course play. So if I pop ourselves into the field here, in fact, I think the field boundary is somewhere around here. Let's pop it down here for now, and let's bring up the course play menu. Here we go, create job. Course play fieldwork. It's detected the field there. As you can see, the white boundary has appeared. We open the course generator. 42 meter work width. Now, that's not right, is it? Let's unfold 42 meter mower. That'd be quite something, wouldn't it? Let's just check in the description of the mower itself. There we are. 7.3 meters. Right. So, create job. Course play fieldwork, open the generator. Right, let's customize that. 7.3 meters. Okay, let's do 3 headlands. We start on headlands, headland corners smooth, clockwise, headland overlap. Now this is something I always do, whether it's necessary or not, but just for the sake of missing bits on the corners, I always just throw that headland overlap up to 25%. So, field center, up and down, automatic will go with, I always tend to go with longest edge. Let's skip a row just because it looks cool. There's no islands in these fields to bypass, so we'll leave that, and we will just very slightly make the field margin slightly wider so that it picks up the very edge bits. So let's generate field course there. Yeah, that looks about right, I think. Now I do hope that the turning circle of... I've chosen 3 headlands, just considering the turning circle of this big Fendt tractor. Yeah. I've had the odd issue in the past with it where it doesn't quite turn wide enough, but let's give this a go. So if we bring up the hood, bring up the Courseplay HUD, turn those off, first waypoint, and off you go. There we are. Our first bit of work. Excellent. Right, let's get this done, and I shall see you all shortly. Well, that was easy work. That was done in... that's taken about 10 minutes. So that was pretty good. This is a good mower. I didn't actually record what the running speed of it was, so I need to log that for just for my own knowledge. But now we need to get in the second grass field and get this thing working. So in order to get there, we need to pop out of the farm. Now this will be the first little opportunity we'll get just to have just a little view of the surrounding area of our farm, because this map is just spectacular. The detail, the realism. Now obviously I know it's based in a real life place. It's based in Banwell in Somerset, but it's just gorgeous. I'm sorry, I know it sounds, you know, I'm just harping on, but obviously we'll get to see a lot more of the map as we progress through this game. Yeah, the kit's got custom traffic. It's even got rabbits in the wildlife apparently. I haven't seen them yet because they're quite small, but that's pretty cool. You can also have rabbits on your farm as well. You can buy them. Right, let's get a Courseplay set up here, and we'll get this field done as well. So, as you can see, the Fendt is now running in the second grass field, getting this grass mowed, so let's not waste any time and muck around. We need to crack on with a bit of windrowing in the field that we've just mown over at the farm. So, we shall jump over quickly. There we are. We're going to get into the Ford. and get this working. So let's pull it out of the little workshop here and get hooked up to our little wandering windrower. There we are. That should do nicely. Excellent. Connect. There we go. Excellent. Right. Let's get this grass road up, shall we? Right, there we go. He's underway. Getting going. The courseplay didn't start then for some reason, and it pulled itself up to the first waypoint, and it just sat there, and I was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And that's the only downside. Well, it's not a downside. It's got nothing to do with the mod whatsoever. It's to do with the fleshy lump sat between the screen and the microphone here. But when with manual attach, that was my fault. I hadn't attached the PTO, so it was just sat there doing nothing. It had the hoses were connected. The windrow was connected, but the PTO wasn't, so quite rightly so, the worker just sat there waiting for my input. So as always, generally as a rule, when things don't work with auto drive and or courseplay, it's usually to do with the human factor, which in this case was me. So anyway, enough of that. Working. Simple fix. So he's up and running. Let's just jump up on this wall here. I don't think he's got too long to do to get this job done. Now as I mentioned in one of my previous videos on the whole Mokra series, the windrowing, when it comes to using courseplay, I always name the courseplay course windrow, bale and forage when I use a central rower like this, because you can use the same course for the baler or a forage wagon as well. It's just a minor helpful tip there for all beginners and newcomers to the game, and to, if you're on PC, to courseplay. It's just a handy little tip to save you having to create multiple courses when they pretty much run on the same course. So yeah, anyway, right, we'll get this job done. We'll get the windrowing done. The mowing's pretty much underway. Can we see him from over here? No, we can't. So anyway, we'll pick back up when both jobs are done. Right, so the Fent has finished mowing in grass field 2, so I'm just actually going to put a bit of my auto drive course to the test, with this being the biggest tractor that we have on the farm at the minute, and with this being quite a vast mower. I'm just going to let it run down this lane, because I haven't actually put some of this course to the test yet. Just want to see how it handles the narrow lanes. Now this is a two-way directional course on this lane, as it is down most of the single tracks on this map. But hopefully, yeah, very nice, very nice. I've got the main home farm point just down here in front of us here that you'll see when it comes to a stop. Excellent. There we go. Good stuff. Chuffed with that. Right, so let's get this mower taken off the Fent, because I'm pretty sure this Fent is the only tractor in our little collection that is capable of running the baler with the baler. Maybe the Ford would, but it would look a bit ridiculous. I think it needs about 140 horsepower, and the Ford is about 136. So let's just... I've still got flight mode on from my recording there, bear with me 2 seconds. Flight mode off, yeah, and reset that. There we go. Apologies, viewers. So let's detach the PTO, detach the cables, detach the tool. There we go. Right, let's go pick up the baler. It is quite a big baler physically, so that's why it would look a bit daft with that with the poor Ford trying to pull that behind it, wouldn't it? So there we go. So let's jump out of here, get that connected, PTO, cables. Excellent. Right, so we'll spin this around. So far, the courseplay courses that I've created have worked out absolutely brilliantly. This, in Grassfield 2 over there, it only missed literally a tiny couple of pieces just in the corners and at the end of one or two of the rows, specifically the last one where it lifted the mower up a tiny bit too early. But here we are. So let's... in fact, I keep coming in this direction to this field, but if I bring up the... Let's put this right to the test, shall we? So, courseplay, let's clear that course. We want to go to field 1. We want to activate the windrow, bale and forage course. Yep. And we want auto drive to take us to Grassfield 1. Select courseplay so that it engages courseplay when it gets there. Click on go. This should now spin around in this little area that I've painted on here, just as a little turning circle, just because the auto drive route comes along the edge of the cow barn there to the feed trough, and turns around here, and then this here is the silage pit fill point. So let's get rid of that, and again just watch it in action. Enjoy the beauty that is auto drive. So this should come around the corner here. It should make its way around to the right and around the side of this barn, hopefully not knocking into the corner of it. The Ford and the windrower managed it perfectly, but the windrower does have steering on its wheels. So, and this is a bigger tractor with the weight out front. Come on, please. There. Oh, there we go. Oh yes, excellent. There we go. Right. So he should now drop down here to this little area. We'll jump in the Ford in a minute and get that out of the field. There we go. I've got a funny feeling some of these bales may well roll down the hill though, as the hedges don't have collisions. Come on, do me proud, start picking up. There we go. Brilliant. Oh, and it's missed a couple of bits. Now this is a... Oh, hang on. I'm going to have to get this one out of the way, because it's literally in the way. Goodness me, though, that's a good yield. Look, the baler has already made a bale. In actual fact, I'm not actually too sure if I have altered what size the bale is. Bear with me. Let me just bring this to a stop very quickly. Stop there. Can I change the bale size with this baler? Change bale size. There we go. 150. Right, yeah, we'll change the bale size to the biggest that this baler will do. Yeah, I think that'll do for now. So let's just change that to nearest waypoint. You can just get on your way now. There we go. I hope. Oh, and of course it's got the bale flicker thing, so it doesn't actually... they're not going to roll away. Excellent. But they are going to get in the way, certainly at the end of some of the rows. So we need to sort that out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get into the Ford here. Let's remove the courseplay course out of that, and we shall get this out of the field. We shall get it hooked up to the bale trailer. It does have the auto load function on, so I think what I'm going to do initially, there will be some manually unloading of bales, especially putting it into, or maybe when the bale shed gets quite full, I may have to intervene with the front loader and bale spike. But I think just for the first couple of loads, just to see how it works, I'm going to use the auto load function and auto unload function of the bale trailer. So let's get this in here. There we are. Disconnect cables, windrower done, and hook up to the trailer. That should do us there. Boom. There we are. Right. Got a funny feeling I don't think this is going to work, but let's just for... No, you're saying it's going to take 2 minutes, so you're obviously taking the wrong route. 20 seconds, there we go, that's better. Just caught it. But I've got a funny feeling this bale trailer will bump into that corner there. Just with it being a bit... Yes. Never mind. Nothing to see here. Right. So, now that I know that just about works, I can switch that off. Let's just bring up the F1 menu there, pop the trailer into operating position. I don't know how this is going to fare actually with the differing sizes of bales. There was only one or two that were... I think these first three here are the 125s, aren't they? So this bale loader only allow one bale size at a time. Right, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So let's go and get rid of this one. Put it into transporting position. Yeah. They're all 150s now, aren't they? So... Oh. Hey. How does that work? Hey? What just happened there? How can it suddenly start picking up bales? I thought we'd only picked up... I thought we'd only made one or two 125s. Let's go... What? Okay, now I'm confused. You all saw that. Let's just go back to these pair. See what it's... Right, okay. Oh, so maybe I've picked up... Hang on, let's just check, shall we? Will it tell me while I'm on here? No, that's attached to the trailer, isn't it? So... That's a 620 kilogram. It doesn't tell me the size, does it? 3,500 litre bale. 3,500 litre bale. What's this one over here? That's a 3,500 litre bale. Okay. Well, now I'm confuzzled. The baler should now be spitting out the larger of the two bales, 150 centimetre as opposed to the 125. That looks a biggie. That's going to get wrapped. So are they the 3,500 litre bales? No, 5,500. I don't know. Right. Okay. So if these are the 5,500... Again, what? So that's a small one. And that's a big one. Alright, so somehow... Oh, maybe that's where the confusion must have lay. I think I must have picked up a bigger one first and then run up by the smaller ones, expecting it, thinking they were all the same size. Forgive me, viewers. Forgive me, everybody. Brain fart, as it were. Here we go. So it's these two here that are the smaller ones, right? I see. And this one up here. Right, okay, so now we've established exactly where we are. We have 3 of the smaller size bales and the rest are the larger ones, right. Makes sense. So, let's get this job done. Let's get all these bales picked up, and we'll start getting them loaded into the bale shed and getting them on their way to fermenting. Right, okay, that is Grassfield 1 mowed, rode and baled, and I believe if I just jump back into the tractor here, 25 bales we have yielded from this field, so that's brilliant. 3 of them being slightly smaller than the rest of them, but hey ho, that really doesn't matter. So now we've got the same to do in this field, get this rowed and baled, and we shall get them all loaded into the bale shed here. Now what I am going to have to do a little bit of manual work in here, so we say, with the front loader and the bale spike, just because of the way that the bales auto load onto the trailer. You've got an odd one that kind of sits up there, and you've got the odd one that kind of sits there at the back, and when you take them off the trailer, they just drop to the floor. So for the sake of being neat and tidy, as I like things to be, we shall sort that out towards the end. But first things first, we need to get the rest of these bales picked up and disconnect the bale trailer and get the Ford back in the second grass field with the rower and get that working. So I'll see you all in a while. Right, so there we are, all done. Both fields mowed, rowed and baled. We have, I think, if my memory serves me correctly, which it very rarely does, I think we were at 62 bales all in all. So here's what I've imaginatively named Grassfield 2, and completely clear, mowed, rowed and baled, and likewise, as we just seen, Grassfield 1, as we saw before, mowed, rowed and baled. So there we go. We have all the bales stacked relatively neatly in here. Not a bad job, if I don't say so myself. There's the three odd bods that I forgot to change at first, so they're the 125 centimetre bales, and the rest are of course the 150 centimetre bales. So let's in fact I can just confirm actually, can't I, if I just reconnect this to here. Let's just jump in the tractor, connect it up very quickly, because the bale counter should still be there. Bump, 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 bump. Bring up the menus. 62 bales, there we go. Yep, we have made 62 bales. So let's get this disconnected again, because I am going to take on a contract. Now let's have a quick peek into the contract menu. There we go. I'm going to take on this one, Field 90, for £8,032. It's a ploughing contract, obviously, as you can see. Field 90 is literally just around the corner from us. I'll show you that in a minute. I do have, as you can see, I've downloaded and added there's a mod for contracts that gives you a bit more detail and a bit more customization with the contracts. So I have made a few alterations to this, but I haven't increased any reward. As you can see there, the reward top standard, least cost for machines is standard. I've increased the number of active contracts to 5 just because. I haven't changed that. Lazy farmers, if active, NPC farmers more often skip work on their fields, so more contracts can be offered. I have activated that. If active, NPC farmers do not harvest at all, could result in a lot of work for you. I have activated that. I think I've activated all of these ones, essentially in the lazy farmer section. Higher difficulty, yes, I've activated that. If active, all active contracts must be completed by the end of month at the latest. Cancelling a contract will cost a penalty. Borrowing contract equipment is only unlocked after completing some jobs. So, yep, I activated that. I didn't change that. We're going to unlock borrowing equipment after successfully completing 2 contracts per NPC farmer. The deadline is the month. Now I'm playing in 2-day months, I think. Let me just have a quick check. 3-day months. Oh, let's change that to 2. That seems that's I meant to have that as 2. Yeah, so 2-day months. Where are we? Back to here. Yeah. So field purchase discount if active. An NPC farmer gives a discount on farmland purchases. I haven't activated that. Right, so, and we've got to wait amount of in-game hours to wait before generating new contracts, 1 hour. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, so that's that. Let me just quickly save that from the change that I made. So we are going to I didn't do it, did I? Where are we? Ploughing, accept contract. Thank you. Right, there we go. Ploughing contract active. So let's hook up the plough Now this is, I think I might have said it before, this is the only tractor that we have in the collection at the minute that is capable of doing anything with this plough. The Massey would snap in half, and the Ford would pretty much pop a wheelie and then snap in half. Goodness me, even that one did. Let's lift plough. Sure there was meant, is there not a... Holding is not allowed while the plough is turned. Rotate plough again. I'm pretty sure it's meant to sit like that when it drives. Let's try. Oh, that's better. So it's got to be off to the left. There we are. Right. Get there in the end. And in fact, again, just for my own peace of mind, I'm going to put the auto drive course to test here. I'll bring it up actually just so you can see roughly where it goes around the farm here. Right, there we go. So you can see we come into the farm from the left there, it comes down and round, and the green line goes straight to home farm, and it goes around the back of the 3 barns there and comes out, as you can see there near the house. And it also goes off down this direction on the left through the cow feed trough, so we can tip there, turn around into the slurry pit, and its way out is... So let's just make sure that we're hooked up to that, at least that correct node. Let's see if this works with... Where's field 90? There. Let's see if this works with this plough hanging off the back. Now, this tractor did successfully make it round these barns with the trailer attached, so I'm assuming it'll do the same with this, but you can never tell. I think it's this corner here that's going to be quite tight, isn't it? Yes. Never mind. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much I can do about that. Let's just... There we go. Let's try again. Field 90. Now, as I say, the field isn't too far away, so we're not going to get a chance to explore or see much more of the map in that respect while we're journeying there. It's just off and down here to the right a bit, essentially. Go on, please make it out of here without bumping into gates. There we go. That's not so bad. That worked a treat. If I just zoom out and just give a bit of a wide view there, it is a gorgeous map. I can't get over how good this is. There we go. Slip through the fence here. And field 90 is this one here, made up of 2 parts. So this is the one we need to do for the contract. So I'm going to get the course place set up. I'm going to have to obviously do each section individually. And we shall start, I think, with this left-hand section. So I'll get the course place set up, like I say. And I will pick you back up in a while when the contract is pretty much done, I think. So, see you shortly. Right, there we go, job done. We have finished the ploughing field here, and we have collected the £8,032 that we were being paid to do the job. So we now have a lovely £13,027 in the bank. Not a great amount, obviously, but it's a start. You've got to start somewhere, haven't you? So, yep. I did have a couple more issues with, well, Courseplay, I suppose it was, but essentially the game recognises this plough as a 3.5 metre plough. That's why I bought it. It was the biggest one of the traditional style ploughs. So, if, as you see here, if we go into the menus, there you go, 3.5 metres. So, and then when I started to create the Courseplay course, Courseplay recognised it as 3.3 metres. So I thought I'd go with what the game says it was, which was 3.5. So I set the course at 3.5, and it was missing strips, tiny little strips on the edge of each of the rows. So I finished that field, came to this field, redid it at 3.3 metres, and it was still missing tiny little edge bits off the side of all of the rows. So I have to come to the conclusion that it's technically it's a 3 metre plough, which is a bit frustrating because obviously when I plot a course at 3 metres it's going to take a lot longer because the rows are a lot narrower, but hey ho, it is what it is. Can't really do much about that. So anyway, yep, we're all done, so let's get the tractor back. And no, I've pressed the wrong one there again, haven't I? It's fold, that's what I want. There we go. Excellent, that's better. Right, so yeah, we're going to get back to the yard, pack everything away, and I think I'm going to call it here for today's video for episode 1. We've got quite a bit done, obviously, as you know. Got a bit of mowing done, got a chunk of bales fermenting away in the bale shed. We've done a contract, we've earned some money, and so yeah, good progress so far. So let's pop this thing away back where it was. Back in the shed. Should be able to tuck it in nicely there, get that. There we go. That should do the trick. Lower it down. Excellent. There we go. And let's pop this away tidily for the day. Job's a good one. Right. Okay, yep, so I really like this farm. I love the map, obviously, as I've said a million times, but I really like this farm. It's I love the layout. It feels nice. I'm looking forward to this series, I really am. So, yes, I'm going to call it here for the video. So, everyone, thank you so much for your time watching my video. I really, really hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting. If any of you have any suggestions, comments, anything to say whatsoever, I love reading all your comments. I love hearing from everybody, so please drop me a comment. Hit the like button on the video if you can. It helps me a huge amount. And obviously, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button if you've liked my video, if you like my content, if you like how I do things. Yeah, hit the subscribe button and get informed when my videos release. So, thanks again, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.